For our project today, we're going to have 4mm pearls. I've got Czech glass pearls. When I'm finished, the specific amounts will be down in the description box by the time I post this video. I've got some Czech flat teardrops. They're like a metallic, crinkled, shine, metallic coating. I've got some 3mm montes, swarovski, vintage montes. I've got some 15-0 Miyuki seed beads. I've got some 11-0 Miyuki seed beads. These are in galvanized duracoat silver. I've got some 3mm black bicones, crystal bicones, and I've got some 4mm purple Vega crystal bicones. And we're going to need, I'm using nanofill. It's a 6-pound nanofill, and I've got a size 10 beading needle, and I've just got a wingspan and a half. We're going to have to use more thread, so just get yourself a tolerable amount. That's something that's comfortable to work with. And this nanofill, it's real fine, and it's really easy to extend your thread when you need to. And I'll show you that when we get there. I also have this sterling silver Black Widow spider. I'm going to put a little bit of a Halloween kick to this project. It's not in typical Halloween colors. It's a little more colorful, but that's the way I like to do things. But whenever you get your materials together, come back and we'll get started. We're also going to need a lobster claw clasp, a couple of jump rings. I'm using spring rings. They're more secure. And an extender chain. I just cut a little piece of chain to put on the end of your clasp. Alright, I've moved my 11-0 seed beads down to where I can reach. We're going to be working with the 11-0s and the 4mm pearls. So we're going to pick up, I've got a stop bead on my working thread. Give yourself about 6 to 8 inches to sew in. And pick up a pearl, 11-0 seed bead, a pearl, an 11-0 seed bead, a pearl, (11-0 seed bead), and a pearl, and 11-0 seed bead. Bring those down. And then we're going to go up the pearl closest to the stop bead. And make sure your stop bead don't get in the way when you pull that down tight. Now, let's go back through and reinforce. Going through that 11-0 pearl, 11-0, pearl, 11-0. Get it? I gotta get my glasses. I'm sorry, hold on 1 second. I'll be back. $11.0, pearl $11.0. We're just going all the way around. Again, to reinforce, going through that pearl. After the stop bead, pearl 11.0 and pearl. We're going to go to the opposite. Let's see. We're going to be working out of this bead right here. So we need to go one more 11.0 and pearl. And that is our right angle weave unit. We're building a base right now to build our necklace off of. So now we're just going to do the simple 11.0, pearl 11.0. We're going to have 3 pearls. We're going to pick up 3 pearls, and we're going to be working from the 1 pearl that we're coming out of on the end of our unit. So that'll make 4. 11.0, pearl, 11.0, pearl, 11.0. So there's going to be 4 11.0s with 3 pearls in between. And then we're coming out of this side of that pearl. We're going to jump into the next side with our thread coming out the same way it's coming out now. And pull. And then go 11.0, pearl, 11.0, pearl. One more time. 11.0, I don't know why I can't get through this pearl. Pearl 11.0, pearl 11.0, pearl 11.0, and we're coming out of this side of the pearl. We're going to go through the opposite side. And then work our way back to the pearl adjacent to the one that we were working out of. This one here. Okay, so you're going to have to measure your neck on this one, either that or wrap those, you know, around, and make sure you have leave about 3/4 of an inch for your clasp. Well, no, leave about 1/2 inch for your clasp, and then we'll put the extender chain on, and that should work out perfectly. So keep doing this, and we come back, we'll embellish, and I'll show you the next step. I've got a length here that's not long enough for my neck, and that's the way I want it, because I'm going to supplement on each side with some cute chain links. And the way I did that was I measured my neck, and then I measured this piece, and I subtracted the 2, and what was left over I divided by 2, and that'll give you what you need on each side. Go about a 1/2 inch, or I mean a 1/4 of an inch to a 1/2 of an inch underneath that, allowing for your lobster claw, and then you'll have extender chain in case you need, you're off a little bit. So, but I'm going to have to sew my links on with thread, a very fine thread at that. And I want to make sure that it's secure and my thread doesn't slip through. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a little bit of this GS Hypo Cement, and I'm going to put it on a baggie so I don't make a mess, and then I'm going to squeeze a little bit of that cement right into that crease or crack of that chain link, and then I'm going to set it aside, and then I'm going to do the next side. Just to make it extra secure. Okay, while we wait for the glue to dry, pick up 3 15-0s, your 3mm Monte, or your 3mm bicone. You could use anything to add a little sparkle. And can you see that? 3 seed beads on each side. We're coming out of one of the corner seed bead here. We're going to diagonally jump over like this into the diagonal corner seed bead, and your thread's got to be coming out the same direction as this one is. So we'll be coming down to this seed bead and coming out in this direction. And pull, and that will just pop that right in the center. It will want to flip around, but don't worry, we'll secure it. So coming out that, then we want to go through the 4mm pearl and the next 11-0 seed bead. Let's pick up 3 15-0 seed beads. And then we want to pull that straight. So go through that. It's like a cross on the back. The holes are like form a cross. Just come through that next hole in your Monte, and pull. Now we've got 3 legs holding our monte on, and we need one more. We need 4. So pick up 3 11 or 15 seed beads, and it doesn't matter which way you come through. I think just come through to where we can head on down to the next 11 seed bead. Make sure everything is in order, setting correctly and tight. Then go through the next 11 purl, and 11, and you are ready to put on your next monte. So pick up 3 15 seed beads, a 3mm monte, and 3 15 seed beads. Come diagonally. Your thread's coming down this way. And that's the way we want our thread to come. And pull. Go through the next purl and 11 seed bead. Pick up 3 15 seed beads. And find that other half of the cross of your monte, go through it, pull it down tight, pick up 3 more 15 seed beads, and come up through that 11 seed bead. Okay, on this one, let's just cut across, go through that purl, if I can find a hole, and then we're going to go down through this leg of the embellishment, through the monte, through the 3 15 seed beads, through the monte, and then back down through the 3 15 seed beads on the bottom of the half of the leg, and do the 11 the purl on the 11 I can embellish this 1/2 side, go down 1/2 and then come back the other half, but I it's harder to keep everything straight that way. This way, you know, they're complete, straight, and I don't have to worry about them not being able to keep them straight. Okay, we'll do it one more time. Pick up 3 15-0 seed beads, 3mm Monte, and 3 15-0 seed beads. Jump over catty corner. Oops, I'm not even through my 11-0. It might not have been a big deal, but I'm glad I caught it. So let me pick these back up real quickly. Then jump down over diagonally to this. Then you might as well go ahead and grab the pearl if you can. The 11-0 and the pearl. And the next 11-0. And then pick up 3 more 15-0s. Make sure your monte's turned the right way. And then go through that second half of the cross. And then pick up 3 more 15-0s. And if they're going the same way, come up through that 11-0 seed bead on the corner. And I went ahead and got that pearl. Make sure everything's sitting straight. And that's what we have. Now we'll just make our way back down through that 11-0 and then the 3 15-0s, the Monte, 3 15-0s. And then just continue doing this all the way down. If you want to put something different, you know, in the center for a few to change up the look, just count how many you have and make sure you got your center, and then work out on each side. From that, I'm trying to think if that's what, if I want to put some black in the center, some black 3mm bicones. I'm not sure, that might change up the look, but I'll try it, and if I like it, I'll keep it. And I'll come back and show you how I did it. It's the same concept, you just don't have the cross. Of course, you got the bead, and you'll want to pull it straight up and down, you know, like this, or however you want it, but straight up and down in the unit would probably be best. Alright, so finish doing this and come back and we'll do the next step. Okay, I need to add some thread, and so what I've done is taken the end of my working thread and the beginning of the thread I want to add, and I've just put it to the flame, and it'll form a little ball. It'll form a little ball on each end. And what we do is just tie an overhand knot. Okay, pull that down tight, and then you pull on each end, and there's your, and this nanofill is so fine that the knot's not hard to get through your beads because it's very small. So then what I'll just cut my thread whatever length I want, and thread my needle and continue. Here we are, and I've done my whole row. I've done one little 3mm black bicone in the center, and I'm down here coming out the end. I want to work my way back to the center of the piece. So you're gonna have to make your way around these units, unless you want to start a new thread and start back here and tie off a few knots and then move to the center. But when you go around these units, if you decide to sew around, make sure you just don't go straight down the side, because there is no thread in between these two 11/0 seed beads, and that's the way we need to keep it. So we'll just sew around, snake around is what we're going to have to do. The beads aren't really getting tight, but they're close together, which makes it sometimes take a while to get through. I guess we do have to go through the 11/0s also. It's our original thread path. Anyway, continue to snake around until we're going to start in the center. Until you get there, come back and we'll do the next step. Here we are, and we're in the center of our necklace, of our choker, and I pulled out the drops, the 4mm Crystal Vega bicones, the 3mm bicones, 11/0 seed beads, and I've added these little triangle beads that we got in the dollar bead box. If you don't have those, use a 6mm bicone. Kind of give you the same look. Alright, so let's pick up 3 11/0 seed beads. Oh, first of all, we'll be coming out of your center unit, coming in on either side, face with your thread coming in one of the 11/0 seed beads. We're going to be working out of these two bottom 11/0 seed beads on this center unit. So we're going to pick up 3 11/0 seed beads, I'm going to pick up this pyramid bead. No, a black bicone, 3mm bicone, and the pyramid bead. That's what I'm calling them. They look like a pyramid. And I picked it up going the wrong way. I want the small point down. And still did it wrong. So then I want the black bicone. No problem. This is just those of you that are bead weavers and seed beaters, stringers. You know how many times you do this in a project. So I'm gonna put this and then this. And I'm pretty much designing this on the fly as we go. Okay, so we've got that. 3 seed beads, then that, then let's pick up 4 more 11 seed beads, and a drop. Oh no, just 1 minute. My drops, I can't believe that I didn't even check. They are top drilled, so I can't use those, but I am going to use these bellflowers just like a drop. No big deal. They have the hole going down through the center. So we've picked up 4 11 seed beads. So pick up a bellflower and then a stopper, which I'm using a 4mm pearl. It's not really a stopper, but it normally when we dangle these bellflowers, we've got a round bead as a center stamen or whatever. So pick up 4 more 11 seed beads. A triangle bead, bicone, 3mm bicone. And 4 more 11s. A purple flower. A pearl, 4mm round. Come on. 4 more seed beads. A pyramid. And a 3mm bicone. Four more seed beads. A bellflower or a drop, whichever you're using. And a pearl 4 more bicones. Well, let's see. How long am I going to make this? Yeah, probably one more round. Let's see what we have. Okay. Total of 4 11 O's. A black pyramid. Well, or a bicone. 6mm bicone will work. 3mm bicone. If you're using the pyramids. Or it could look good too if you put a 3mm at the end of a 6mm bicone here with a little 3mm as a tip. That would look more like an arrowhead or a upside down pyramid. Alright, 4 seed beads. A bellflower, a pearl, or a round bead, 4mm. And then we're going to go back up. We're going to skip the pearl, go up through the flower. If you're using a bicone, you're going to need a stop bead, like a 11 seed bead that you put at the end of your bicone. Or you can use the 3mm bicone if you're using a 3mm bicone underneath your 6mm bicone. And just skip it and go up through the bicone, 6mm. But if you're following this with the flowers, we're just going to go all the way up through this row, following our, our thread path until we get to the top. Making sure not to miss any beads. So you have to take it out. If you miss some, even one, it'll throw it off. And then go up to the where you put the 3 11 O's. Don't go through the 3 11 O's. I have to scoot this up. I've come all the way up, and I'm coming out of that top of that pyramid. I need to pick up 3 11 O's to match the other side. And then I'm going in this direction up through that 11 O, bottom 11 O of that unit. You see where my needle is? I'm going to pull it up, and it's going to pull that middle strand in the center of that unit. Let me scoot everything up. Alright, now our next vertical row is going to be, count 1, 2, 3. It's the third unit over from this unit. So 1, 2, 3. This is where the next vertical row is going to go. Alright, so get yourself there, work yourself over to the third unit coming through the ends, you know, coming out of this, the 11 seed bead at the bottom towards the center pearl of that unit, and come back and we'll put the next vertical row on. Alright, this is the basic layout of our necklace. It's going to have the pyramids in between and seed beads, but as for the way it's going to look is this. Okay, now that that's out of the way, we're coming out of the third unit past our middle vertical strand, and we're coming out of the seed bead facing the pearl. So we need to pick up 3 seed beads, a pyramid, and a 3mm, and 4 seed beads, and a drop, and 4 seed beads, and a pyramid, and a bicone, and 4 seed beads, and a drop, four seed beads, a pyramid, and a bicone, 4 seed beads, and a drop. Alright, we need a stop bead. I think I'm going to use one of my pearls, 4mm pearl, and then go back up through. Go back up through that drop, seed beads, 3mm, you know, the whole strand. Go back up through without missing, taking care not to miss any beads. And pull that up tight. You know, not too tight where it's not going to flow, but you don't want to see any of the string. Keep going. Sometimes you just have to manipulate the beads a little to get it to go. And come up through that pyramid. And then we'll add our 3 seed beads. And then we'll go We'll find that corner seed bead on the other side that we started in on this side. Now we got to go through. We're working out of the 2 11-0s at the bottom, and it's not the ones that are on the X, it's the ones underneath those. Let's see, we come out like that, and we'll work our way over to 3, to the 3rd unit past this vertical unit we just added. Make sure, we want to make sure it's flowing right first. Don't pull it too tight, just tight enough. And I'm going to turn mine over. You can see better when you're maneuvering, when you're snaking your way to the 3rd unit. That would be right here. So work your way around to the next 3rd unit and meet me back here. Alright, we're over in the 3rd, count 1, 2, 3 unit. We're coming out of one of the 11-0 seed beads at the bottom towards the center. And coming out right here. And we're going to pick up 3 11-0 seed beads. We're going to pick up a pyramid, a 3mm, 4 11-0 seed beads, a purple drop, 4 11-0 seed beads, a pyramid, a bicone, four 11-0 seed beads, and a drop. And a pearl. If I can get through it. Oh, this is ridiculous. There. Skip the pearl, go up through the drop. All the other beads, all the way up. Pull up snug. Not too snug where it curls or bends. And finish going up through the rest of your beads. And go up through the pyramid and to the 11-0s. We don't go through the 11-0s. We're going to pick up 3. Oops. I don't know what happened. Obviously I missed some beads. Huh, there we go. Alright. If you guys can't tell, I'm not on top of my game today. I apologize. But when things aren't going good, you just got to keep going in life. We just got to keep going. And especially doing what we love. And I appreciate all my subscribers. I don't know, it gives me, knowing that there's people out there that like my videos. It's kind of what drives me to do what I love. And so we're going to, we picked up the 3 seed beads, and we're going to go up through that corner bead of that 3rd unit. The one that this nano fill does not want to stay on the needle. It's so fine. That's the only bad thing about it that I can find. It slides off your needle easy. Where'd it go? There we go. And there is the 3rd strand. Now we will be connecting these with horizontal little droops of, make it look kind of like a spider webbish. But there's our 3rd row. Now work your way around to the next 3rd unit, and that'll be our last unit on this side. And we'll only have 1 black drop on this side. We'll have a pyramid and a black drop. So work your way over to where you're coming out of that 11 OC bead at the bottom in the corner of the 3rd unit over. 1, 2, 3, right here. And come back, and we will do the last row. And coming through that seed bead, I'm going to pick up 3 seed beads. And pyramid bead. Bicone. 4 seed beads. And a drop. And a pearl. Skip the pearl, go up through the rest till you get through the pyramid, and then pick up 3. Make sure your beads are tight. They're still not tight. Pick up 3 seed beads. And go up through that 11-0 in the corner in the bottom of that unit you're working out of. Pull. Make sure it's got enough room to wiggle. And there's the vertical rows on this side, on one side of our piece. And go back and watch and do the same thing, the same beads on the other side. Come back and we'll start doing the horizontal rows in between and put the spider on. Okay, we're going to put the same amount of beads. First of all, I'm coming out of this triangle on this first vertical row. I'm coming out of the triangle and I'm going from here, the bottom of the triangle, to down through the top of that little bicone underneath. And I've picked up 6 11-ohs, a 3mm bicone, a Miyuki drop, a little 3.5mm drop, a 3mm bicone, and 6 more seed beads. And like I said, I'm just going to jump down through this between the pyramid and the bicone. Go down through the top of the bicone. And be careful where your beading thread is going. Now that it's going to be like that. We're going to do this the same, I believe the same beads all the way. We're going to go from the bottom of this little 3mm up through the bottom, and you'll be coming out in between the pyramid and the bicone. And then when you go again, you'll be going down through the top of the bicone, coming out the bottom. And then when you do come over, you'll be coming up through the bottom, at the top of the bicone, and just all the way over. And that's these pyramids. That's how we're going to connect every one of these strands through the pyramid and the bicone, just like we did the first. We're going to go connect these, and then we'll connect these 3. And I believe it's going to be with the same amount of beads because it's an equal distance. So let's pick up 6 more seed beads. A 3mm bicone, a Miyuki drop, 3mm bicone. I actually think those are like Miyuki fringe beads. Okay, and then we're coming out of the bottom of that bicone, so we're going to come up through the bottom of this bicone across from it. Coming out the bottom, going up through the bottom. Oh, yikes. Come on, here we go. Alright, there's 2. Pick up the same amount, 6 seed beads, a 3mm bicone, a drop, 3mm bicone, 6 seed beads. And we're coming out of the top of the bicone, so we're going to go down through the top of the bicone. and only the bicone. I don't know how I keep getting my yarn or my thread caught up in it. Alright, there's that one. Six seed beads. $3mm bicone, Miyuki drop, or fringe, 3mm bicone, and 6 more seed beads. And coming down out of the bottom of that bicone, I'm going to go up through the bottom of the next bicone. Pick up 6 seed beads. And a 3mm bicone, a fringe, a bicone, 6 more seed beads. That one's clocked. 3. Alright, you're coming out of the top of that bicone. You want to go down through the top of the next. I'm feeling, my hands are feeling so clumsy today. They won't move the way I want them to. Alright. I think that's going to look better than I thought it would. It's always a nice surprise when it turns out better than, especially when, you know, you had planned to do one thing and it didn't work out that way. Sometimes it's happy accidents. Pick up 6 seed beads. Oops, got a 15 now. 3mm bicone, and fringe bead, bicone, and then 6 seed beads. You're coming out the bottom of the bicone, so we're going to jump up through the bottom of this bicone. And then we'll have to work our way around to the next row. Come on. Come on, come on. Sucker. There we go. we have to get down to here to start the next row. So I would say either tie a half-hitch knot and backtrack and go across here and down, which is what I'm going to do, or you can go up and do it on your base and come down. But I'm loving the half-hitches, half-hitch turnarounds is what I call them. They save a lot of time and work. And go down back through that last horizontal row you put on. Okay. And then wherever your thread exited, the bottom of that bicone is where it needs to go. So just go down through those 4 11-0 seed beads like that. Okay, and then go down through that drop. In the 4 more seed beads and the pyramid, and we're ready. Let me move these up. Okay, and we're going to start from here, and we're coming out the top of that little bicone. So we're going to pick up 6 seed beads, I see some 15-0s mixed in here. A 3mm bicone, a fringe bicone, and 6 more seed beads. Coming out the top of that bicone, you need to go down through the top of the next bicone. And then you're coming out of the bottom of this bicone. You want to pick up this, the same amount and go up through the bottom. You'll be coming out of the top. You want to go down through the top, all the way across, and then do the same thing we did to move over and down to the last and final row, and do that. Just finish going all the way across this row, down, and across that row with the same amount of beads. Come back, and we'll do the rest. We'll finish it up. Okay, I'm sitting here looking at this, thinking, should I connect, to here, but I don't think so. I think I like the way it looks like this. It looks more Halloween-y, and the Miyuki drops with the bicones on either side looks like little bats. I mean, I made little bats and didn't even realize that's what I was going to make. So that's wonderful, happy accident. So what we need to do after we've got both these connected through the 3mm bicones, is make our way, either, you know, tie off a bunch of half-hitch knots up through here, or make your way up through and snake around these units and be coming out the end. We're gonna sew our chain on, the ones we glued yesterday, to finish our length, to give it, I don't know, I just kind of wanted to give it a different look. And we'll sew that on and finish it up. I need to put my little spider on somewhere too. I don't know where to put it yet, but we'll figure that out. So get your thread up to one of the ends and we'll finish. Alright, what we're going to do is, I've got my chain and I'm coming out the pearl on the end of my necklace base. I'm going to pick up a 3mm bicone, come through the chain, a 3mm bicone, and come through the pearl. Alright, and then just keep coming through, reinforcing. Through the bicone, through the chain, through the bicone, through the pearl. Very simple, but we want a strong connection, so go through as many times as you can. As many times as you can get through the bicones. And reinforce. And do the same on the other side. And then we're going to put the clasp. Where is my lobster claw? We're going to connect that with a split ring. Put it right on there. I don't have my split ring opener right here close, but I'm sure you guys know how to use these, or you could just use a jump ring to attach that lobster claw on that end, and then on the other end just put your other split ring and your extender chain after you put your chain, your whatever much chain you want on this side. Alright, and then, well, we'll come back and do the other end, but just go ahead and put your lobster claw on. Finish going through and reinforcing, put your lobster claw and your split ring on, and come back and we'll do the other side. Here we are, and we've got our chain on the other side. I went ahead and put the split ring on the end of my chain links, and then just added a piece of extender chain to that. Very simple. And then our lobster claw will hook to the split ring. And then we got to make a dangle. I love these little bats. And I went ahead, I put my spider charm right in the center. I'm trying to think of what kind of charm, what kind of dangle would be appropriate. And let me come back with all the stuff to do the charm. Okay, I've got a couple pair of chain nose pliers. Well, pair of chain nose, bent nose, and my very much loved and used loop making pliers. And so you're gonna get let's take our eye pin. I'm gonna use a bead cap, so I'm gonna pick up my bead cap, and then I'm going to pick up my drop. That's not even a drop. Here we go. So I'm gonna add my drop. That with the bead cap on the bottom. And then I'm going to take my chain nose and grip it and bend it over like that. Then I'm going to take my looping pliers, and I want a small loop, so I'm going to put it towards the front. And all I have to do is squeeze. And I can keep going around, squeezing to make my loop nice and round. Pull it up. There we go. I'm going to have to open it because I want to wrap this loop, but I got to put it on my chain before I wrap it. Then hold it with your chain nose pliers as you do the wrapping. I like to wrap 3 times, sometimes 2, just depending on what I'm doing. And take your flush cutters or your wire cutters and get down as close as you can. These are still those hard head pins I bought. And then squeeze down the end. Sometimes it's better to use the bent nose. I could probably cut that off more actually. Okay. And that's just a little dangle just to decorate. And there we go. And that is our pretty spooky Halloween necklace. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoy. I hope you make yourself one. I think I'm going to wear this to my sister's Halloween party. And I want to say thank you to all my new subscribers and to all my subscribers that subscribe. Keep your eyes out. I'm going to be making another tutorial. It should be up within a couple of days. So, like I said, thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good day.